Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be listening to Chapter 10 from Nothing's Fair in 5th grade, and this chapter is called Daddies Don't Wear Aprons. Follow along as I read. Elsie wore a new green corduroy jumper to school on Monday. She had on new sandals too, ones that stayed on her feet. I wondered if her mother was so mad that she wouldn't let Elsie tutor anymore. I guess she wasn't. Elsie tutored us at Diane's house or my house every day after school except on Friday. My mother got a job at the Everbloom nursery on Fridays and Saturdays. I would have to pick up Kenny at the neighbor's on Friday, take him home, and babysit. I didn't mind because Mother said she'd pay me. Daddy minded. He wanted to know who was going to make dinner. Mother said she'd make an extra casserole on Thursday and I could put it in the oven for Friday's dinner. What about Saturday? Daddy asked. Oh, you can shop for whatever you like to eat, and you and Jenny can cook it. Would you like me to scrub the floors on my day off too? That would be nice, Mother laughed. Daddy didn't. What am I supposed to do about bowling? You can shop in the morning and get dinner after you bowl. Then she added, our car isn't going to last much longer. Daddy looked up. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, she said in a voice she uses with Kenny, that unless I work, we can't afford a new car. Thank you very much. Daddy got up and left the table. I don't think Daddy likes to cook, I said to Mother. Her mouth was stretched into a thin line. He'll learn, she said. On Friday, I put the macaroni and cheese casserole in the oven. Kenny put the spoons, knives, and forks on the table, all in the wrong order. Daddy sat in the living room waiting to be served as usual. I added dishes of canned peaches because the table looked so bare. We had Oreo cookies for dessert. When Mother came home, she said the dinner was lovely. She looked pooped. At bedtime, she gave me an extra long hug and told me I was a doll. Saturday morning when I got up, Mother was gone. I waited around for Daddy to say something about shopping. He didn't. He was fiddling with his calculator, which wouldn't work. I got tired of playing with Daddie, so I finally asked him if I could go over to Diane's. He said sure, and to take Kenny with me. What am I going to do with him at Diane's? I asked. Well, what am I going to do with him here? Daddy asked back. I dragged Kenny to Diane's. She wasn't pleased. Daddy came back from bowling about 5. He sat down in his big chair with the paper. At 6, Kenny began to whine. Aren't we going to have dinner? I asked Daddy. He folded his paper to look at his watch. Your mother should be here pretty soon. No, she won't, I told him. She called when you were bowling and said they were having a rose sale and she wouldn't get home until about 7. Oh, he put down his paper, went into the kitchen and started opening and closing cupboard doors. He piled cheese, mayonnaise, mustard, and butter on the counter. He sliced the cheese, I toasted the sandwiches, and Kenny set the table. We were eating when Mom got home. While she took off her shoes, I made her a fresh hot sandwich. She gave me a tired smile. The next Saturday, it dawned on me that I had a whole afternoon without a parent around. As soon as Daddy left for bowling, I spread a bunch of newspapers on the living room floor. I went down to the basement, found some scraps of wood, Daddy's hammer, and nails, and brought them upstairs. I dumped the whole mess on the newspapers and told Kenny to go to it. He whacked away happily for an hour and 15 minutes while I called up every friend I had. We had toasted cheese sandwiches for dinner, again. The following Saturday, Elsie called me. She was stuck with her little sister for the day. I told her to come on over. I was stuck with Kenny. I phoned Diane and Sharon and asked them over, too. First, we drank up all the pop in the house. Then we went up to Mother's room to try on her earrings and shoes. Diane plopped around on Mother's bed. "This is boring. Stay out of the house." Elsie turned away from the mirror. Mother's amber earrings dangled from her plump neck. "There's a carnival in the shopping center," she said. Sharon unbuckled Mother's high-heeled sandals. "I haven't got any money." "I have," Elsie told her. "I saved all my tutoring money this week. I'll share it." Diane bounced off the bed. "Neato, let's go." "I made sure Kenny went to the bathroom before we started off to the carnival. Poor Elsie might have been better off if I hadn't. Maybe we would have turned back, but we didn't." And that's the end of chapter 10. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Then you can come back and listen to the next chapter.